City of Stevens Point Transportation Commission meeting, recorded May 13, 2024.
Okay. Are we being recorded? Are you guys ready to go?
Yep, so community media being with us.
Okay. All right. All right, so, it's 4:45, we'll call the meeting to order, and Helen, I'll let you run the roll call.
All right. Okay, so Carolyn Peterson,
Yeah.
Heidi Oberstadt, present, Tom Bertram, present, Alder Allison Burr.
Here.
Neil Prendergast, Nicole Lisney,
Here.
and Alder Dean Shuda.
Here.
Okay.
Here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah,
We got you.
we can hear you. All right, that will take us to, second agenda item, approval of the March 12th, 2024 minutes. Those were included in the packet. Motion by Carolyn,
I will second.
second by Tom. Any questions before I take the vote? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? All right. Motion passes. Takes us to the third agenda topic, approval of the March 2024 and April 2024 financial claims report. There's two of them. I don't know whether we want to take them one at a time. Do you want to take them one at a time, or?
We usually just group them together, but if there's, if there's questions or something needs to be separate out, we can always do that.
Does anybody have any questions for Talon on the report?
Question,
Yeah.
line 7867, bulk salt usage.
Yes, okay, one second, I'm just curious. Oh, 7867, you said?
7867.
Yep, from Stevens Point. So the large portion of that is IT benefit. That bulk salt usage is actually the salt we use in the parking lot over the winter. It's just included in that bill because it comes over from utilities.
Okay.
And then, the IT portion of it is the portion of the IT people in Stevens Point's benefits that we pay. So they were both from the city bills, so got put on the same check.
My bus got towed.
Yes, usually they're not far, but, every once in a while something will happen, we can't limit it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think actually that one was on late night, so, and then we don't want it sitting out there in the night, and it's like easier just to call someone to tow it than to get a mechanic in, and then they might have to call someone to tow it anyway.
Okay.
And we don't want to own our own tow truck. All right, any further questions? Motion?
I will move to approve the 2 months of financial reports, March and April.
Okay, we have a motion for approval of the March and April report.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any further questions or discussion on the report? Okay. Hearing none, we'll take a motion to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Okay, motion passes. It takes us to a review of the proposed 2024 to 2026 transit collective bargaining agreement. That's also in the package. Is there anything you wanted to highlight for us?
A couple of things is, personnel is voting on, to approve the agreement at the personnel meeting tonight, so it's not necessarily our item, but, I wouldn't mind seeing a motion for, to recommend approval of the contract, but then getting down to the actual contract stuff. The big thing is always wages, and we do see a rather large increase, 9% in the first year, and that does get us to, median wage with our comparables, in Wisconsin. So there was kind of an adjustment, a big adjustment made there at the beginning of the contract, and then 3% in the following years. And it really does put us like smack in the middle of our comparables. And then, also, I think just since below the Midwest, the entire Midwest median, which is sometimes really hard because there's a lot of data and, like a lot of cities like Indianapolis and Chicago and Minneapolis that are in that, but still really close just to that median wage. So that was the big thing, with the wages. There are so many other changes, in the agreement, a lot of them just language changes that really line up with how we do things now. We're trying to just get rid of any, confusion that comes along when new people come along and they're like, wait, what does it say? How do we actually do it? We're doing that. Otherwise, we highlighted some of the major changes, in the memo from Joel that should be attached. The vacation plan is lining up more with the city's administrative vacation plan. Other than that, there's some changes around the trades, that we're doing, that are allowed in the contract. One of the big things in this contract is that would have an effect on you guys or the public, is Christmas Eve is now considered a holiday, in their contract. Now, we do have quite a bit of reduced ridership on Christmas Eve, so that is something that we'll have to consider going forward, is whether or not we operate on Christmas Eve. It being considered a holiday doesn't mean that we can't operate. It just changes the way that we pay for our drivers. Other than that, like I said, I think there's over, I know there's 56 language changes in the contract. So I'd be willing to take any questions on them, and if you don't have them now, contact me. Yeah, a lot of the language changes, are really in favor of the drivers and in favor of clarity, but I'm kind of trying to bring that mentality, to kind of a team mentality into contract negotiations, this year, and I think it's a win-win.
Where are we at with staff? Are we fully staffed now, or are
Yeah,
we?
we are fully staffed.
I didn't have. And,
Page 17,
Mm-hmm.
the holidays, now, it's page 10 of the contract, page 17 of the packet.
Okay.
It's new employees who are hired before Good Friday, which is the Easter holiday,
Mm-hmm.
or the day after Thanksgiving will qualify for floating holiday. Those hired later will not be eligible. Oh, I don't get that. What does that mean?
Yeah, so it just means if they are hired before that day, they will get, so we operate those days, the day after Thanksgiving and, that Friday before Easter. If they're hired before those days in the calendar year, they'll get a floating holiday, for those days. If they're hired after it, they'll just miss out on it that year and then they'll get it the next year. So, there was some different language in there delineating that, but that's essentially what it comes down to. If you're hired before the day after Thanksgiving,
So
you'll
the
get a
other
floating
days,
holiday.
like New Year's, Memorial, you don't operate, so you can't start anybody those days. But the other days, you're operating, but they're legal holidays for the city.
Correct, yeah, those 2 days. And then on the days that are under holiday, if we do operate those days, then there's other language in there that says we have to pay them time and a half plus their holiday pay that day if they work on a holiday.
They have to be in payroll status, like they have to be active for that day.
For that, to qualify for that extra time off, which just goes on to an accrual for them, and then
Okay.
they can use that day with a normal time off.
The language, it just seems odd,
Yeah,
oddly worded, it's confusing.
yeah,
I probably wouldn't
yeah,
write it that way.
right.
No, that's my HR brain.
I
going like,
agree.
This feels weird to me.
Right. But
Okay.
I hear what you're saying. When you read it to me, I was
Yeah.
just trying to figure out what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, and I guess knowing like that Good Friday and the day after Thanksgiving are, holidays.
Mhm.
Like, I
Under
guess
the
that-
city's policy.
Yeah, and that's, they're not for us, so that's why I was like, oh, they're your floating holidays. Okay, got it. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Legal
That is
holidays.
one of the reasons that we operate on Good Friday where other city departments are closed down is because we have service on campus,
Okay.
and the day after Thanksgiving is just a busy transit day. It's our first
And it's free.
right Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions?
No, I was reading Stanley Grant Park and in the end, my brain, I was brain.
Okay, if there's no further questions, we can take a motion to recommend it for approval. Okay,
Mhm.
I will make a motion to recommend approval for the, what is it called?
for the commission.
Transit collective bargaining agreement.
The Transit Collective Bargaining Agreement.
I'll second. Okay.
Thank you.
A motion and a second. Any further questions? Okay, seeing none, we'll take the motion to the vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Okay, motion passes. So that takes us to the next agenda topic, the next meeting being Monday, June 10th at 4:45.
And just one comment on that, we will be doing, chair and vice chair, after the reorg.
Okay.
So, I thought I'd give everybody a chance to think about that a month ahead of.
I see that.
Here's looking at you.
And then that takes us to adjournment. So, thanks everybody for coming. And then we'll see some of you tomorrow night. Yeah.
A video of this meeting is available for viewing on the city's website, stevenspoint.com/videos.